Hi there. Welcome back to Socially Awkward. We're going to be continuing where we left off, with Jayce, Rask, and John about to go and meet up with Tom at the school cafeteria. Not cafeteria. It's more of a bakery, cafe sort of place on campus. I'd like to thank everyone who watched the last video because you all really seemed to like it. Or at least, a lot of you watched it a lot. I have no idea why or what for, but you know what, we take those. Thank you all very much for your engagement. I love to see the numbers go up. So let's take a moment to get our usual content warning out of the way. This is an 18+ visual novel. This cat is extremely horny for men. And if you're not into that sort of thing, or you're under the age of 18, you'd best get out of here now. I've been saying this for every single video that I've done so far, so if it's not sunk in yet, it will never sink in, and I don't know what to do or how to help you. But that stops, therefore, being my problem. With all of that out of the way, let's dive right back into Socially Awkward, shall we? Lights, camera, action. Wednesday, 12:06 p.m.
Jayce, over here. Brought the gremlin, I see. And a new friend? Anything wrong?
My apologies for staring. You just look so good for someone in your condition. I'm glad. Oh, you seem to be doing so well. It looks like you're getting good care. A pleasure to meet you. I'm Rask Belton.
Dom Nully. Wait, condition?
John has informed me of your situation, and I understand that it must be difficult.
And what did he tell you?
That you have AIDS?
I don't have AIDS!
Want to check the menu?
Are we not going to stop them?
They'll be back in a minute. You'll get used to it after a while. Might as well spend it on the menu.
As you scan the menu, your eyes are drawn to a sandwich that sounds promising until you read the name of its ingredients. Sliced solanum like a persicum, roast capsicum anum, and freshly thawed latuca sativa leaves on a bed of rustic sandwich bread, warmed with our artisanal microwave.
What the heck is all this?
What's wrong?
I think this restaurant's run by a cult. Look at this demonic language on the menu. Artisanal sliced solanum, tuberosum, fresh canned Thunas albacares, roasted capsicum annum, aged Parmigiano Reggiano on a bed of rustic sandwich bread?
Seems normal to me.
And where's the price? Why do restaurants always have to pull this stunt? It's so stupid. They just do it to raise prices, and it just makes me feel poor. And we're in a college bakery. Bougie. Don't tell them I said that!
As the Grey Wolf began a polite and charming conversation with the tabby cat cashier, a short lion rushes in, frantically searching for a place to hide.
Where's that little monster?
Welcome back.
Hey, have you decided what you're gonna order yet?
Quick question.
Shoot.
Are we ordering for a seance?
Fancy words scaring you.
These are the words of the devil! What's solanum lycum paradirium?
It's a tomato.
Solanum lycum paradia.
Oh, help. I'm turning into a tomato. You're such a kid.
Fuck you! You can't do this to me again! Parmigiano Reggiano!
That's just a stupid marketing trick. But I'm treating you today, so order anything you like. Don't worry about it. Just pick whatever you think sounds tasty.
Wait, is this a date? What's the occasion?
Nothing really. I just want to treat my boyfriend.
I have talked to the cashier and she graciously let me foot the bill for everyone today.
Wait, what? Why?
I owe you an apology. John meant it as a joke, and I believed him. You see John over by the counter, twirling his hands and speaking in a way that suggested he was some kind of VIP to the sandwich makers. It was as if he believed his words carried a certain weight. The sandwich makers, however, looks annoyed, and their eyes seems to be shifting back and forth between John and the sandwich, as if trying to decide whether to spit at him or the sandwich.
John, please don't agitate the minimum wage workers.
I'm sorry for making assumptions, and I wanted to make it up to you and everyone for being such good friends to me.
Well, that's really nice of you, Rask. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
You are quite welcome. Hey, tall, handsome, and gray! Would you mind coming over here for a sec? John shouted to Rask to come over to the counter, his voice dripping with calculated charm. You couldn't help but sense that John had an ulterior motive. Coming! As Rask walks over to the counter, you couldn't help but notice the sandwich makers start to sweat like students trying to finish their assignments before class. One even conspicuously hid a sandwich under the counter. But your attention gets drawn away by a sulking lion, looking out the window as if cursing the birds that flew by.
Hey, at least we both get free lunches.
I wanted it to be just us.
Oh, that's probably my fault. My bad, Tom.
Hey, it's fine. I kinda expected you to bring John along. But I was also expecting him to take a hint. But I wasn't expecting you to bring a Gray with you. How'd you end up with him?
Well, he's a classmate.
You know what I mean. You either hiss at new people or you just stare at them till they go away.
I do that. Well, he just showed up at the clinic looking for his uncle.
Why would his uncle be in the clinic?
Turns out his uncle's the doctor.
Dr. Warwick?
Yeah, he's the nephew of the doctor and the dean's, apparently.
The dean was there too?
Yeah, he came in after. And get this. They're married! Married. They're married!
Stop that. I heard you the first time.
How are you not shocked about this?
Well, if you stop molesting your other hand, why should I care if they're married?
Because they're gay!
And? What does that make us?
An abomination towards God. But how are you not surprised by this?
I really don't understand why you're making this like it's a big deal. It's not like we're the only people like that. I'm pretty sure there are tons of homosexual doctors out there who would rather keep their privacy. Don't know why you're surprised by it.
I'm just surprised I'm meeting so many in one area.
Maybe you're not used to it. I mean, we did study in a Catholic school.
Where every day our skin burns with sin. So sticky with sin!
Or maybe we didn't have air conditioning and just a single wall fan to keep us cool. You know, Catholic school's version of purgatory.
They knew! But I wonder how Rask feels about it when he opened up.
I would guess he'd be pretty smug, having two high-powered uncles backing him up. I mean, who needs actual talent or hard work when you got nepotism?
Nepotism? I was talking about Rask being openly gay.
Wait. Rask is gay too.
Yep, just told me a while ago.
Out of the blue. He just told you that he's gay.
Apparently everyone in school knows he's gay.
What?
I got everything on the menu. Since none of you lined up for your order. In front of you is a tray of 12 different sandwiches wrapped in paper with their corresponding names written in profane text. It's like an ancient grimoire. Completely unreadable. You feel the beast will be summoned, 12 stars aligned.
You didn't tell us.
Meanwhile, over at the counter, Rask seems to be giving the exhausted workers warming compliments and a jaw-dropping tip to each one. I hope you were all hungry. John was kind enough to help with carrying the tray. Anything for a friend.
Blah. This is all too much.
Seems regular to me. But don't worry. If we have leftovers, I'll just bring some to my dear uncles. Go on, dig in. The atmosphere at the table is a mix of friendly and dubious chatter, accompanied by a sneaky "you're dead" glance from your newly declared boyfriend to his competition. John and Rask are having a conversation that inevitably ends with Rask inadvertently spilling enough personal details to make a phone scammer's day, and John taking notes for future use.
Hey, Tom? We're going on a little tour around the city for some local delicacies.
Local delicacies?
Wanna come?
Sure. But who's we?
Me, John, and Rask. Know any restaurants? I don't exactly know where we're going.
I know a place nearby if you guys are up for some Mexican food.
Ooh, I've always wanted to try genuine Mexican cuisine.
Ooh, now I'm craving for some sweet cheese corn.
That's not authentic Mexican cuisine.
Yes, it is. We call it maíz, just like the Spanish.
It's maíz, and I don't think you could call it authentic when the main ingredients consist of condensed milk and powdered cheese.
They still sell it.
That doesn't mean it's Mexican. Hearing Jayce excited about it makes me want to try as well.
Well, I hope your stomach is up for it. It might not be as gourmet as what you're used to, Rask.
Oh, don't worry about me. I'm always up for trying new things. Though sometimes my stomach doesn't quite agree. Are you lactose intolerant like Jayce?
Why am I being compared?
No, not at all. However, I must admit that I have a weakness for spicy food. Oh, have you tried taking lactate for that? It might help with the discomfort, Jayce.
If I can afford it. But I'm a cat. I'm supposed to drink milk.
I don't think that's how it works.
Sure it does. Why would the government allow them to advertise?
Unless your ancestors domesticated cows over the course of thousands of years, I don't think you have the genes for it. Especially people of Asian descent.
But the Neato commercials. They told me they'll make me big and strong.
Well, you are larger than most Felicians I've ever met.
Give me some milk.
Jayce does have a little lion in him. No. But he definitely has something big in him.
Oh, he's a big cat inside him, all right. Ow!
By pure instinct, you kicked Tom in the shin. Sure, he's your boyfriend, but you're not quite ready to go public with it. Are you okay?
I hit my foot on the table. Can I ask you a question, Rask?
Of course, I'd be delighted.
Why are you here?
I don't follow.
Let me rephrase. Why are you studying in a third-rate college even though you were a gray? Compared to what's already given to you, why settle here?
Well, you see.
What are you talking about, Tom?
Jayce, swallow.
I already told you that they work here. Why are you being a racist?
I wasn't being racist.
You're calling her ask by the color of his fur. That's pretty racist.
No! Jayce! He is a gray!
See? Johnny said it again!
Oh my god, my brother's a racist!
Hurry! Tom, apologize to Ask!
What?
Yeah, apologize to Rask. I think there is a misunderstanding.
Hurry, Tom! Our online social credit depends on this!
What?
I can feel them! I can feel the eyes of a million blonde-haired bluebirds judging us right now!
What? Jayce!
The birds! Do you not see the blue bird?
Maybe tune it down a little there, Jayce. John tries to signal you to lower your voice by making a motion with his hands like a volume meter. As soon as you realized what you had done, you could feel your face turning red with embarrassment. Even without turning your head, you know that you've disturbed the other patrons with your loud and boisterous behavior. The thought makes you feel self-conscious and exposed, like you're being scrutinized and judged by a panel of strangers. Tom suddenly slams his hands on the table, the sound echoing through the room. The people who were staring at you quickly turn their attention to Tom, and for a moment, everything else fades away. Struck by Tom's commanding presence, his eyes are intense, focused, almost blazing with a fierce anger. His jaw is set in a firm line, and he holds himself with a confidence and self-assuredness that you find both intimidating and incredibly attractive. Tom stares down the people who were staring at you, and you feel grateful but also concerned that he's drawing attention to himself. As the tension in the room dissipates and heads turn back to their original positions, Tom turns to you with a reassuring smile.
Don't worry about them. We're just having fun.
After the incident, Tom hands you a sandwich and you accept it delicately. He unwraps another sandwich for himself, takes a huge bite, and chews it with unapologetic gusto, unashamed of his previous actions. Wednesday, 3:09 p.m.
We were supposed to meet Tom here, right?
Maybe he's out looking for some just as you were about to slap the little lion silly. You hear a pair of roars in the distance, one of which you recognize and the other that you do not. The roars appear to be coming from the school entrance, encircled by a throng of students who were either cheering on the participants or watching the spectacle with morbid fascination. It appears that our dear friend Tom has found himself in a bit of a tussle with a tigre. Rask, gifted with height, was able to see above the sea of students and catch a glimpse of Tom and Tyr locked in a heated argument, their words inaudible over the cacophony of cheers and shouts from the crowd.
Tom isn't there!
When Rask nodded, your heart sank. You had no idea what was going on, but the fact that your boyfriend was involved in some kind of fight filled you with dread. Pushing your way through the throngs of people, you finally emerged in the center of the ring. And then you saw him, grappling with none other than Tyr, the pervert.
Why are they fighting?
The air was thick with the sounds of hollers and whoops as the crowd egged on the two fighters. It was clear that everyone here was here to see a fight, and the energy was contagious. You could feel your heart confused with excitement and worry, even though you had no idea what was happening. A few people in the crowd were yelling, "It's not worth it!" But it was obvious that they had no clue what they were talking about. They were just caught up in the frenzy like everyone else. Take your clothes off! John as well, screaming on top of Rask's shoulders. The two grappled each other after shaking off the sudden request. The crowd grew even more frenzied. You watched with bated breath, not knowing what would happen next. Tom lunged forward, seizing Tyr by the neck with a vice-like grip. He gasped for air, struggling to break free as the lion tightened his hold, his muscles bulging with effort. Tyr twists and writhes, until he manages to slip free. In a flash, he spun around and locked Tom's arms behind his back, trapping him in a tight hold that left him gasping for breath. That's all you got? Tom's trying to break free, but Tyr's got him in a tight hold. What do you want with Jayce? Tom just lets go after delivering a good kick to the back, already looking like he's done with the whole thing. There you are. The crowd around you disperses, expanding the circle with you at its center.
Traitors!
I got you now. His hands were almost within grabbing distance until a small figure appeared behind him. That's my purse! I don't know you! Huh? Ugh! The impact echoed through the air, and a chorus of groans rose up from the men in the surrounding crowd, as if they could feel the blow in their own bodies. Wincing in sympathy, they quickly backed away from the violent scene, leaving the would-be assailant on the ground, thankfully unconscious. Unconscious is misspelled. Wide, it's a King of the Hill reference. Gotta say, he has fat balls. Hope I didn't crush him permanently. Get your dumb boyfriend before he wakes up.
Thanks, John.
No problem.
My hat!
Is that really your concern? No. Boyfie more important.
Tom!
My back.
You okay?
Jayce, you're here. Where's Tyr? Did he touch you?
John got him by the balls.
Oh. That's, not something I want to hear coming from John.
Kicked, not drained.
And you had to say it.
Let's go before we get any more attention.
Wait, where's your hat?
No time!
Your group fled the crime scene. Your friend Rask hurriedly scrawled a note and placed it on Tyr's prone form, hoping to give some explanation for what had just occurred. Wednesday, 3:21 p.m.
I know I said we didn't have time, but did we have to go to the mountains?
You guys wanted Mexican food. This is the shortest way.
In the mountains?
Yep, there's this little town up in the mountains, filled with Mexican families who've been living here for generations. You get to taste the real, authentic flavors of the local cuisine. What's better than cooked by the people who know it best?
Tom, amigo! From out of the food truck, a brown-furred coyote vendor, coyote is misspelled, leans out of the truck window, waving a friendly greeting to your boyfriend. In his other hand, he holds an ice cream cone, its sweet contents already beginning to drip down the sides in the warm sunlight.
Hey, Miguel, ¿cómo está?
Oh, estoy bien, amigo! Is this your brother?
Unfortunately, Miguel.
Tom, that's not a nice thing to say to your brother. Miguel extended his hand towards John, offering him the half-melted ice cream cone with a grin. You look exhausted, pequeño león. Take this as your brother's apology. John hesitated for a moment, but eventually relented, taking the cone from Miguel's hand. Tom, amigo mío, mi segundo hermano, why don't you tell me you had a little brother?
I'm not sure what you're trying to say.
He's about David's age, right?
I guess.
Then introduce them!
Miguel, I don't think that's a good idea.
Why not? They could be great friends.
You're asking for an extinction, less a dictatorship.
Are you loco? I'm asking that you give them a chance to be buddies.
Same thing. And he bites.
Great, they already got a lot in common. David... As Miguel turned to glance over Tom's shoulders, he caught sight of the frantic and reddish-grey, whose expression was a mix of confusion and panic. Little did he know that John was in the midst of performing his seduction ritual with his own dessert. Miguel deftly hooked his arm around Tom's, pulling him in close with a fluid motion that spoke of practiced ease, leaning in to whisper something confidential.
Tom, ¿es ese un grey que veo? ¿Está soltero? ¿Es rico? I have a cousin who's looking for a man like him.
I just met the guy.
Ah, a missed opportunity then.
Please, stop trying to set people up.
But it's my favorite hobby. And don't you think it's good for business?
I fail to see the connection.
Imagine this. Miguel grabbed Tom's shoulders, splaying his hand up in the air to dramatize his words. When word spreads that by coming to this dangerous cliffside after eating my delicious ice cream, of course, you'll find true love!
I don't think that's how love works.
Ah, but it's all about the atmosphere. The thrill of danger, the sweetness of my ice cream. Is the perfect recipe for romance. As Miguel continued to spin his story about love on the dangerous cliffside, John and Rask seemed to be busy with their phones. Don't you think so, eh, gato?
Huh? Well, it's a nice, advertising portfolio?
See, Tom? Even your boyfriend supports it.
Wait, what did he just say?
I think we'll be going now, Miguel.
Tom gestured towards the long line forming at the ice cream truck.
Can't have us ruining your business by holding you up.
Aye, the missus isn't gonna be happy. Are you bringing the boys to the gym?
Not right now. We're just going to the plaza for some grub.
Ah, send my love to Abuela for me when you see her.
I will.
Adios! Wednesday, 3:51 p.m. You have finally arrived at the promised land. The bustling scene greets you with vendors tightly packed in a circle, their goods displayed for all to see. In the center of this hubbub are several tables and chairs arranged on the road, inviting passers-by to take a break from their travels and enjoy the many smells and signs offered by the vendors. Groups of young adults and elderly meandered through, buying, talking, and occasionally causing obstructions until prompted with an "excuse me" or someone passing through the tight space between them. John, driven by shared interest, enthusiastically drags Rask along with their hands tightly clasped together, almost as if holding on to his wallet.
Are we not gonna stop him?
Nah. He's an adult. He can take care of himself.
We're talking about John here. By the end of the day, he'll drive by and pick us up with his new car.
I'll be smiling down on him when he files his taxes.
Taxes?
Well, if you're gonna drive, you'll need a driver's license. And a driver's license is a government ID, and the government needs money.
It sounds tedious. Makes you not want to get a car at all. Good thing, too. I'm not planning on driving.
Why not?
It's the idea of having someone's life in the palm of my hand.
I wouldn't worry about it. That just means you're careful.
It's not that. Dad's been pushing me to get my driver's license again.
Again? How'd you fail?
I failed the written exam.
Well, you can pass the next time.
I didn't say I wanted to pass.
Huh?
I didn't fail on purpose.
You're sending me mixed messages here.
Basically, Dad wants me to drive rather than himself.
I don't see that as a problem.
Hey, I thought we were on the same team.
I'm against your dad not learning a new skill. Driving's easy. It's like a bigger bike, but with 4 wheels.
Wait, when did you learn to drive?
I got mine 2 years ago.
You have us walk up the mountain rather than drive us here?
You can get a license without a car, you know.
Okay? Then what's the point of getting a license if you don't have a car?
It's the easiest way of getting a government ID. And who knows, you might drive in the future. At least you only have to renew it every 10 years.
And become the family chauffeur.
Chauffeur is misspelled.
You don't have to drive for your family, you know.
It's expected. I'm the oldest male in the family.
Well, you're living with your parents. It's the least you can do.
I'd rather drive off a cliff.
Don't ever say that again.
Hence, I'll never take the exam again.
Let's find that cheesy abomination before you say any more morbid stuff.
Cheese, corn, cheese, corn, cheese, corn!
The search kicks off with a scene of children gleefully pursuing a spotted brown and white dog, who happens to be clutching a cluster of vibrant red balloons and a chicken on the other. Through the bustling surroundings, you catch snippets of a heated argument between a husband and wife.
I don't speak Spanish, dude!
I'm about to learn to say this.
¿Quién es esta persona? ¿Quién es esta descarada con la que has estado hablando?
¿Quién es esta persona? ¿Quién es esta descarada con la que has estado hablando? Their disputes centered around the contents displayed on the husband's smartphone, held by the wife in a chopping motion towards her husband while screaming profanity in Spanish. To the left, you are treated to a delightful sight, a magnificent display of golden rows of corn, prepared in various tantalizing ways, boiled, roasted, fried, and even popped in coated, colorful flavors. Vendors hollering left and right, vying for attention and trying to capture the interest of potential customers with their golden products. Lleva dos por el precio de uno. Recién hecho, recién hecho.
Aren't you hot wearing thick jackets all the time?
El mejor precio de la ciudad.
No, not really.
He casually shrugs off the sun's photons as if they were ping pong balls. Aprovecha! Aprovecha!
Just looking at you is making me sweaty already.
Elotes asados al carbón!
Maybe I am hot.
Pausing in his stride, he swayed his hips ever so slightly, drawing attention to his hot assets in a playful display.
Hot buns.
Before the malicious thoughts take hold, your graceful yet determined hand swiftly rises to punish the evil assets. With a decisive motion, you swoop in low and smack the temptation propelled by your swift stride.
Yow!
Corn dogs! Corn dogs! You dash ahead, taking on the duty of scouting for the elusive cup of corn with cheese powder.
Cheese corn, cheese corn, cheese corn.
You come to a sudden stop, drawn to the sight of a ruggedly handsome Macon standing vigilantly over the distance. His gaze sweeping across the surroundings with the focus of a muscular bouncer, albeit without the cool sunglasses. As you raise your hand to catch his attention, he swiftly departs as if a sudden commotion erupted nearby.
Mac. Oh,
Did you find it?
no, but I saw Macon just now.
Must be taking a break.
That's nice.
Not soon after, another familiar figure enters your field of view. Hunching slightly over and moving slowly in the busy crowd, he stealthily trails behind tourists, observing their every move. With a sudden change in direction, he skillfully maneuvers around the crowd, occasionally making subtle contact with others, be it a bump or a swift sidestep.
I guess Damien's taking some time off too.
Wrong name. It's David. After his peculiar dance amidst the crowd, he comes to a halt near the popcorn stall, pulling on his shirt collar to inspect something hidden within. Until his bulky older brother swoops in, lifting him off the ground as if he were a football. They veer right and vanish through the narrow gaps between two small stalls, despite Macon's bulky frame.
That was weird. Why did that make me hungry for some reason?
Well, it ain't that weird cheese corn you wanted. But they do have corn dogs.
He offers you a corn dog and a bottle of iced tea with a handsome smile.
Thanks.
You discreetly tap the corn dog's crust, checking for an optimal level of crispness. But alas, your hopes shatter from the cold and spongy feedback.
Dang, it's an old one. Refund!
Let's find some seats and talk.
Okay.
You find your seats near the trees in the outer corners of the large, circular plaza covered in leaves. You remove the tissue wrapping you from your corn dog and proceed to wipe both seats for you and Tom.
I have more tissues to wipe with.
He pulls out a bundle of tissues from his pocket.
Oh, thanks.
Rather than Tom's intended purpose, you decide to wipe the oil off your lips instead.
So cute.
Nom, nom, nom. Nom, nom, nom.
Flickers of a memory manifest itself without warning, revealing fleeting glimpses of the streets teeming with people of all ages, each adorned with masks depicting 5 distinct characters. The crowd gathers up the hill, enticed by the loud announcements, captivating theme song, and dazzling spotlights.
I don't know why, but I feel like I've been here before.
You should. The church is right over there.
He points his finger towards a slender ivory tower protruding from the surrounding trees. The church's marble walls peek out from the corner, creating a striking contrast against the backdrop of the plaza.
Oh, St. Paul Catholic Church. How'd I miss that? I haven't stepped foot in that church in ages.
An epiphany hits you, though it feels more like being grazed by a soft marshmallow than a revelation. While you may not entirely believe the church can truly solve your ghost problem, especially since you already believe to have exorcised it from your apartment, there's a lingering thought that it might be better to be safe than sorry.
Huh? What's on your mind?
Do you think it's a sin to steal holy water?
Steal holy water from the church. Why am I not surprised? I think so. Maybe if you ask for permission, it would be alright.
But to who? The priest or the Lord?
Both?
But it's God's water. Why do I need permission from the priest?
Because they made it?
How do you make holy water?
No clue.
Darn.
You and your little head.
You asked what I was thinking.
I was expecting something like, wanna visit the church, or how's Father Mark doing?
Wanna visit the church?
Then I'll say that's a bold-faced lie. You hate going to church.
Well, it is. It's a waste of good Sunday. Itchy clothes, no subtitles, moral questioning. I'd rather watch the devil's devices. TV. What about you? Still praying for our sinful ways?
Mostly to keep Mom company. You know how she loves getting her pedicures after church.
Yeah, my mom still tags along even though she doesn't attend church anymore. Nom.
Now that you mentioned it, how come your family stopped going to church?
Obviously it's a waste of time.
For you, your family regularly attended church every Sunday and dragged you with them. But then you all stopped.
Your self-preservation instinct is shouting at you to stop, warning of potential consequences that may affect your relationship with your parents. However, your soul seems nonchalant, expressing indifference. In this conflicting moment, which voice do you choose to listen to? I'll keep it to myself because, like,
We just stopped, that's all. Like, thank God, really. Now I have more time to spend on my Sundays.
Like what?
You know... embroidering.
Embroidering! That girly hobby where you stitch pretty flowers on napkins?
Hey, embroidering is a high-level skill. If it weren't for it, your nicely round ass would be exposed 50% of the time we've done our deliveries.
Oh, you were looking out for me.
Looking at your ass, more like it.
So, you like looking at my ass, huh?
Eat your darn corn dog.
Want to eat mine?
Don't make me stab you.
You are so goddamn cute.
Sin.
Tom's unexpectedly arousing contents made you feel thirsty. In a hot summer day kind of thirst, prompting you to chug the entire bottle of iced tea in one go.
Ain't you thirsty?
Stop.
You raise your plastic bottle and...
Ow! How did that hurt?
Must be from all that sin.
Staring at the slightly dented bottle, you find something that may solve your ghost problem.
Do you believe in ghosts, Tom?
Huh? Is that why you're talking about stealing holy water?
You can say that.
What are you, a kid? Is this gonna be another white lady situation?
Hey, the white lady is real and you saw her yourself.
It was just our overactive teenage imaginations playing tricks on us in the mist. Plus, the white lady supposedly only targets motorists. Your relatives were very clear how she died.
Yeah, but... Bikes have motors now! She could have easily mistaken them.
So, you can't kill someone with a bike. She wouldn't attack something that didn't kill her.
Didn't my auntie say that she was still alive before the motorist abandoned her to die?
Don't try to scare me.
I'm not. I'm just reminding you to drive safely during foggy conditions. That's usually when she appears.
No, I always remember. Just not because of the ghost, but because of the hands and screams of a scaredy cat who almost drove us off the cliff.
And that is why you should always drive slowly.
You little shit. Anyway, what's this talk about ghosts?
It's probably nothing. Just my nerves playing tricks on me.
What's been bothering you?
I don't know. Maybe because I live alone. With no one to call for help if someone tries to break in. And maybe someone died without my mom telling me.
Yikes. But no. How old is this building?
It's about 10 years old, give or take.
That's relatively young compared to most haunted buildings I've been in.
There are haunted buildings here?
Yeah. There were plenty of abandoned cabins scattered throughout these mountains. Me, John, and a few other kids used to explore those areas in search of treasure.
Did you find any? Did one of you get cursed?
Unfortunately for you, it was just rotten plywood and a nest of spiders. No upside-down crosses, deer effigy, a hoard of gold coins, or a pool of blood.
Oh, you ruined the lore.
I tell it how it is. Plus, the one I'm talking about is near a gold mine.
There's gold?
Yeah, this used to be a mining town about 150 years ago. That's why a lot of kids are exploring the forests even till this day.
What about this cabin then?
The original cabin was owned by an old prospector who used to guard the entrance of the mines. Folks said that he was just a hillbilly with a gun defending his property. He was in charge of making sure the mines were empty and that nobody went in without the mayor's permission. Until one day, when the mayor hadn't heard from him in ages, he decided to visit. There he was, laying on the cabin floor, or at least what was left of him. The scattered remains of his mangled body, flesh and fur decorating the walls, organs missing from his rib cage, and a trail of dried blood leading straight to the old gold mine. Some said it was a bear, but others said it was a monster in the shape of a large man. But whether it's true or not, there are reports of missing people and survivors who spoke of eerie cackling, followed by the bone-chilling sound of flesh being torn apart. Roar!
You peck him on the teeth.
Can't scare me, Tom. You're too handsome.
Oh, I was really into it.
He kisses you back before returning to his seat.
Look at you, taking initiative.
It was the spur of the moment.
I like it. Think you're up for some hand-holding, too?
Don't push it.
Maybe someday. I can wait.
Anyway, was all of that real?
No, I made him up. The cabin was originally a gathering spot for miners. It used to be a central hall, too.
Oh, even the reports?
No. That one I took some creative liberties. The real story is much scarier.
You lean forward, resting your elbows on the table, and cradle your chin in your hand. Your eyes sparkle with curiosity and hunger for a scary story.
Go on.
Okay. According to the police reports, 5 teenagers were exploring the old mine shaft and had an accident in one of those old elevators. Only one of them had the smarts to avoid riding a 100-year-old elevator. But that's only the police reports.
There's more to it?
It gets really deep. No pun intended. It gets weird when you go beyond the official report.
He emphasizes the quotes with a two-finger curl.
In an old newspaper article, it mentioned that the same person, that lone survivor, didn't tell anyone. For a week.
Serial killer! He's a serial killer. I'm calling it.
What made you say that?
If it was an accident, he should have told someone, right?
Right. You got what the comments in the article said.
Was he arrested?
You're skipping too much of the story now.
Oh. Go on then.
So, where was I?
Serial killer told them where he hid the bodies.
Right. But before that, I need to tell you an important detail. Before the survivor told anyone, a whole mob gathered at the mayor's office for answers, demanding that they have a word with his, son.
Political drama.
Yes. The mayor's own son was the only survivor of the accident, so you can guess how much of a political catastrophe it was for him. On top of hiding him for a week. Not only that, when the kid finally took them to the mines with the police and rescuers, they didn't find a single body.
Off topic, but could you call someone a survivor who didn't even endanger himself?
What?
Think about it. What did he survive if he wasn't even on that elevator?
Lucky, I guess?
Meh. The mayor's own son was the lucky of the accident. No, that doesn't sound right.
Well, for the lack of a better word, we'll just stick to survivor.
Okay.
Now, where was I?
Serial killer duping everyone with a fake crime scene.
Oh, it wasn't fake. There was a week-old elevator accident, all right. It was after a thorough investigation that they found traces of blood underneath the rubble.
They were still alive?
Or worse, dragged away alive. There were signs that someone or something pulled a body out of the rubble and dragged it deeper into the tunnels where the water levels were too high to go any further. So, they abandoned the search, sealing the cave so that no one will ever have to experience the same fate again.
Water.
Yeah, mines normally flood. They need to be pumped for the workers to pass through.
Mole Cows 3! Attack of the Sea Cow!
I give up.
But what happened to the cabin then?
Destroyed and became a residential area.
Right next to the mines?
The cabin isn't next to the mines, but it is close.
It would buy a lot after all that.
What's up, homosexuals?
Jesus Christ! Kill it!
John magically appears from the side holding a plastic bag. He spreads its contents onto the table. We brought snacks. There are stacks of food splayed before you. French fries, hot dogs, hash browns, corn cobs, quesadillas, and more. It's almost as much as the sandwich pile earlier. John was very insistent that we should try everything. To new friendships.
This is a lot.
Don't be modest. John said you could finish a whole buffet if left alone. And so I agreed. After seeing how you devoured all those sandwiches, you must be famished.
God damn it, John.
After bidding farewell to everyone, including a discreet kiss from your likely not-so-secret lover, you make your way home. Wednesday, 6:20 p.m. And that's where I'm going to leave it. So, they are officially boyfriends, everyone. A round of fucking applause. They are officially boyfriends in the text. You love to see it. And also, Tom is a jealous motherfucker and I fucking love it. Oh my god. And they still find a way to weave back in the whole ghost haunting the apartments situation. I kinda like that detail. It gives the story a little bit of direction. Now, I kind of hope that that story that Tom told is going to be story lore related. I really hope so, because yeah, I want to see whether or not my theories for where this story is gonna go are correct. So I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. But yes, I'm gonna leave this episode here. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll be sure to leave a link in the description, as I usually do, to where you can support this project and support the writer, Monchimutt. And I will leave in the description where you can support me. I have a Twitter page if you want to go and follow that. I have a Ko-fi if you want to donate. And maybe you might like this video, subscribe to the channel, all those things that YouTubers tell you to do these days. But yes, that is more than enough rambling out of me for now. This has been Pink Wisp, reading Socially Awkward. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.